Hey guys, this is Strike. I'm back with another video, and just like how I said with the last one I did that, I'll be voicing for when people aren't talking and stuff now. And also, I just wanted to let you know, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but I've started uploading visual novel openings and stuff like that now. I hope you enjoy them. I don't know which ones I'll put up the ones that I've done anyways, like the visual novels I'm actually playing, I'll put those ones up. And I put soul links up because I might play that in the future. Anyways, now let's get started with this video.
たまーにね。ほら、うちのお客さんって派手な格好の人も多いし、ご近所さんの中にはそういうのを毛嫌いする人もいるから。だから余計にやるべきことはきちんとしておかないとね。
You're being quite considerate. Well then, I'll do what I can to clean up and make it so neighbors think it's clean and pleasant. Okay, one second. Let me do some editing. Okay, I'm sure that'll be better.
お願いします。じゃあ次。
Next was the first floor. This was the studio section.
ここがフロント。スタジオの受付だよ。
The reception for the studio was right as we walked in, and there was a space set up as a waiting area next to it. There were ashtrays set out, so I guess smoking was okay inside. There was a young man at reception.
この人がリュウジさん。PA の見習いさんだけど、基本的に何でもできる人だから。
わからないことがあったら何でも聞いてくれ。
I'm Suganuma Shoichi. It's a pleasure to work with you.
これで随分俺は楽になるな。早く仕事覚えてくれよな。
Yes, I'll do my best.
それじゃ、もう一箇所。一応下のホールも案内するね。うちの心臓部だから。ここがライブスペースだよ。
This was the underground live space. It's where that concert was going on last night. Without any people, it was suddenly dead quiet compared to yesterday. It was almost like a different place.
こっちの営業は18時から24時。ライブによって多少前後することもあるけどね。搬入やリハーサルもあるから、実際は午後2時ぐらいから人が出たり入ったりしてるかな。
Speaking of which, there was a show yesterday too.
あれ？もしかして昨日の聞いてた？
Just a little. Actually, I was curious.
そうなんだ。で、どうだった？
Frankly, I don't know. The sound was too loud. Since I was talking to Kanade, I answered honestly. The tones were also cracked, distorted, and I couldn't tell if it was good or bad. I wonder if everyone's ears are alright after being in that noise.
耳チンチンしちゃうよね。でもパチンコ屋さんみたいに一日聞いてるわけじゃないから大丈夫だと思うよ。でもやっぱり翔一くんにはクラシックの方がいいよね。
Kanade smiled, unfazed by my comments. I honestly don't know which is good or bad. Either way, it was a bit of a culture shock. To be frank, I did have a "that stuff isn't music" sense of dislike towards it, but that wasn't all. I didn't like it, but I hesitated because there was also part of me that was drawn to it and wanted to know more.
仕方ないよ。翔一くんのやってきた音楽とは全然違うんだもんね。 でも、うちで働くようになれば、ああいう音楽のことも少しはわかるようになるかもしれないよ。
I have to understand it a bit better. I'll be working here, after all. I bet you like that kind of music, don't you, Kanade?
好きとか嫌いとかはあんまり考えたことないかな。好きといえば好きだし、中には好きじゃない。でも、好きとか嫌いとかじゃなくて、もう生活の一部か。
Yeah, it is. I knew what Kanade was trying to say. The violin was that way for me. Are you going to take over the business in the future, Kanade? That's what I thought as I watched Kanade in this setting. Master was still kicking, but it might end up that way someday.
そうなるかな。お父さん、早く引退して老後はのんびり暮らしたいとか言ってるし。
You're very family-oriented. That's what I really thought. Perhaps because I compared her to me. I'm sure my father thinks I'm the world's least beautiful son.
私にできることなんてそれぐらいしかないしね。翔一くんみたいに何かができるってわけでもないから。
That's not true. You're a really good singer, Kanade.
歌？
You've liked singing since you were young, right? Kanade, why don't you sing? She grew up in a lighthouse, and I'm sure she can play the piano and the guitar a little. But Kanade shook her head so hard I thought it might snap.
私の歌なんて全然ダメだよ。翔一くんみたいにいっぱいのお客さんの前で何かしたりできないもん。
Kanade blushed as she denied it. Oh yeah, Kanade has always been afraid of appearing before others. She's the type who always worries about others and puts herself last.
私は今のまんまでいいの。つつましくて平凡な人生を送るんだから。
Meaning getting married and having kids?
結婚できたら私なんてもらってくれる人がいるかどうかわからないけど。
She really has no confidence in herself. In Kanade's case, in your case, there are plenty who would take you. Her looks aren't bad, and she's a nice girl. There's no reason why she shouldn't be popular. But strangely, I've never heard of her going out with anyone.
そうかな。でも、じゃあもし誰ももらい手がいなく。
She started to speak, but then trailed off. If there wasn't, then...
やっぱりなんでもない。
Kanade suddenly shouted. She turned her beet red cheeks away. What was that about?
そしてここがスタジオ。これで設備は全部かな。それじゃあ早速だけどお店の前のお掃除からお願いしていい？
Of course. Now then, it's the start of my new life. I'll give it my best. I swept the sidewalk with a broom. Even doing this felt nostalgic somehow. I don't think I've used a broom since I was in middle school. I probably hadn't even touched one since I was a student. It felt strange to find myself using a broom in a place like this. I wasn't used to it, so I quickly started hurting in my hips, and I wasn't making much progress since I didn't know how to clean, or how clean I had to make it, or how much effort to use. I guess that's about it. I'd swept up all the cigarette butts and obvious garbage. There were a few pebbles and bits of grit, but not much can be done about that on a public road. Just to be sure, I guess I should give it another once-over. There's no harm in being too clean, after all. Okay, one more round. There, that should do it. It was so clean you could hardly recognize it. I was satisfied with this quality. Wait, I wonder if I took too much time. I realized I'd spent several minutes on just cleaning. It was almost time for us to open. I have to hurry back inside. Then I saw some guy who stood out walking along the street I had just finished cleaning. My eyes were naturally drawn to him. It was nearly summer, and yet he was wearing a black suit and a black hat. Even black sunglasses. He walked along blowing smoke with a lit cigarette in one hand. I heard it was prohibited to smoke on the streets in this area, though. Then that man took his short cigarette and spat it out, still lit. I called out before I knew it. The man shot a glare at me. No, I couldn't see where his eyes were looking at from under those sunglasses, but I did feel a piercing gaze. The man held his pace and kept walking right down the middle of the street. He smelled dangerous. He had an unknown, ominous intensity about him. If I voiced a complaint, I bet it would cause trouble. But does that mean I can just keep quiet and watch him go by? Oh man. I couldn't just stay quiet after he threw his cigarette away on the street I just finished cleaning. To begin with, smoking on streets was prohibited here. I couldn't just turn a blind eye. Excuse me. Littering is prohibited here. I called out to the man as he came close. However, he didn't even respond. He just silently walked past me as if I wasn't even there. Hey. I called out to him from behind, but he remained silent. That man just kept walking right down the middle of the street until I couldn't see him anymore. Did he not hear me? No, that's not it. I'm sure he just ignored me. How rude. In the end, I picked the cigarette up myself. It was still lit. Jeez, there sure are some bad people around here. I don't think it used to be this way. I guess this area's grown more dangerous over time, too. The morning flew by as I ran about doing unfamiliar tasks. Well, the only work I'd really done so far was still just cleaning.
ああ、翔一。悪いが、ちょっと買い物頼まれてくれるか。
Sure, where at?
駅の反対側にホームセンターがあるんだが、知ってるかな？
A home center? No, not really, but...
去年ぐらいにできたんだ。まあ大きな建物だし、行けばわかると思う。
The other side of the station, right? Then I'll head that way.
これが買うもののメモだ。
I took the memo from Master. The list was just normal daily items, nothing I didn't understand. Okay, I'll be back.
ちょっと待ってー!
Just as I was about to leave, I was stopped by a high-pitched voice. Chika-chan had come running in. She had dashed into the foyer and put on the brakes right in front of me. Welcome back, Chika-chan. You always come home in such a hurry?
ホームセンターでしょ。私が連れてってあげる。翔一だけじゃ心配だもんね。
I'm just going shopping. I'll be fine. I am an adult, after all.
いいから遠慮しないで。 ほら早く。
Chika-chan started walking out. Master smiled and whispered in my ear.
翔一と買い物に行きたいんだよ。一緒に行ってやってくれるか？
Well, I don't mind, but...
何グズグズしてるのよ。置いてくわよ。
Ah, hold on!
頼んだぞ。
Okay, I'll be back.
こっちこっち。あっちの踏切渡ってしばらく歩いたところだからね。あそこ段差あるから気をつけて。
Chika-chan was leading the way and warning me about this and that. She was treating me like a kid. But I found it cute the way she acted like an older sister, so I obediently followed her. Chika-chan, you really have yourself together. Are you always like this?
これくらい普通だよ。いつまでもお姉ちゃんばっかに任せておけないもん。パパも腰が痛いとか言ってるし。小一の方こそドイツでちゃんとやってたんでしょうね。
Somehow. There was a lot of trouble at first, though.
お姉ちゃんずっと心配してたよ。ろくに連絡もよこさないんだから。冷たいわよ。
Sorry. That's because it was all about the violin while abroad. It was true that I didn't have room to think about anything else.
まあ元気そうだからいいけど。
You're a good girl, Chika-chan. When I was your age, I never thought about others at all. I only ever thought about myself. Myself and the violin. I recalled something I'd rather not and shook my head. Well, right now I have my hands full with myself, though.
小一もこう見えて浮世離れした人だもんね。パパやお姉ちゃんと同類。
Huh? Am I?
そうよ。みんななんか変なこだわりとか持ってて、そういうものでは誰にも負けないんだよね。私なんて誰にも負けないって思えるもの何も持ってないのに。
Chika-chan murmured a little bit sadly. True, Master and Kanade both had this unique aura that others didn't. I'm sure anyone who's devoted themselves to a single art has their own. Maybe Chika-chan doesn't have that aura yet. But your time will come, Chika-chan. You'll find something you refuse to lose at in the future, I'm sure.
そうかな。
I do. You have the same blood flowing in you as those two do. When I said that, Chika-chan smiled with a bit of relief.
パパと同じ血か。ちょっと複雑かも。
Chika-chan smiled mischievously.
小一もきっと大丈夫だよ。私が応援しててあげるから。
I never thought I would be encouraged by Chika-chan. I felt better. Yeah, thank you. At that moment,
はい。ちょっと待てってね。
okay, I'll end the video there because it seems like a good stopping point. Anyways, I hope to see you guys in the next video, and see you later.